It's April 2021 and it's time for this month's car lease deals of the month. Keep watching. Got some amazing deals again this month, but before we go into that, can you please do me a very quick favour? Just give the video a quick thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks. So we've got some stonking deals this month, including a super city car which a lot of people have probably been waiting to see and has now come up at a really good price, and the midlife crisis car this time round is an interesting one. It's a midlife crisis with a conscience, but it's the one I'm probably most excited about so far in of the videos I've been doing. So I hope you enjoy it, guys. As normal, we're going to do the super city car, we're going to do the family hatch, we're going to do the crossover SUV, the midlife crisis car, the big exec, and then the wild card at the end. As always, we try and look for at least like a reasonable spec level that you could realistically live with in 2021. And all these deals are on a 3 + 35 basis on 10,000 miles a year. So that means you pay 3 months up front and then 35 monthly payments, and then the car goes back before it's due its first MOT. Okay, off we go. Okay, so deal number one, the super city car. This is one of the most popular little cars out there, and the price on this is just phenomenal, I think. So Fiat 500, and it's a 1 litre mild hybrid launch edition. Launch edition being, I guess, the launch of the mild hybrid. Mild hybrid, remember, is where you don't have to plug the thing in. So it's got some hybrid technology. It's using the regenerative braking and that kind of thing. And it's got some battery power on board, but you don't plug it in, and you know you're not going to be doing 200-mile all electric road trips in this. So yeah, quite clever technology in a tiny little car. These things are obviously, they've reviewed so well over the years. They've been massively popular. They look cool, don't they? Nice and retro. Great for driving around a city. They're tiny and evidently a brilliant laugh to drive. I must admit, I've never driven one. You know, I've heard that they're just a really great little car to knock about in and have a laugh with. So on this one, we're looking at £146.20 a month. Deposit 738, and then you've got 300 quid fee on this one. There are lots of companies doing deals, so you might find one that's actually got a lower fee. It might just be like £1 or £2 more a month, but yeah, I mean, great deal. Looking at specs on it, 0 to 60 is not going to be great on this, is it? 13.8, but for a little car like this, you know, you don't need to win any drag races, do you? 104 miles an hour top speed. What are we getting on fuel consumption? 50-ish, 53 mpg. Right, so not too shabby, and it's going to be decent around town, which is, let's face it, where you're going to be using a car like this. So yeah, nice one, nice deal. Family hatchback, we've gone for the old favourite, the Golf. I couldn't remember if we'd had a Golf on here or not at the moment, and to be honest, the best deals at the moment continue to be on the Seat Leon, but we've only just had one of those on. And it looks like the Audi A3 deals have gone away a bit. They were strong for a little while. The Seats are still really good, but I thought this deal on the Golf was fantastic actually. So it's the 1.4 TSI, which if you watch my videos regularly, you'll know I absolutely love that engine. I think it's one of the best engines the VW Audi group do. It revs hard. It's just a brilliant engine. Nice kind of balance between performance and frugality probably. And it's the R-Line trim, so like an S-Line on an Audi or an M Sport on a BMW. It's the sportier trim level, and you get a little bit more at standard than you would on sort of the lower levels of trim. Details on that one, tech specs, where are we? So MPG, you're looking like 50-ish on combined. There's about 1 million MPG figures, but that's kind of middle of the road figure. And then 0 to 62, 9.2 seconds, which is really decent for a little car like this. You know, it feels properly quick in a Golf, 9 seconds to 60. And then price-wise, again, great deal. Just over £1,000 as deposit, and then 249 quid fees, so 1,250 quid, 1,300 quid deposit, and £258 a month. I mean, what are you getting for that second hand in a Golf? You know, they hold their value really, really well. You're getting some, you know, 258 quid a month on an HP or a PCP on a used Golf. You're getting a fairly old one with quite a lot of miles on it. Probably really crap spec as well, but the lower levels of the VW stuff, the spec is poor, especially if you're coming out of something Japanese. You'll be really surprised by just how basic the spec can be on a low level VW. So you're immediately going to start looking at options and stuff, and a lot of the second hand ones out there, people haven't done it, or they don't have the options you want. But the R line's like a decent spec to start off with. This is a factory order, so you could throw a few options on if you want. But remember, in a lease, if you do put options on, you pay for those during your lease. So it puts the price up a lot, like very quickly. Okay, that's it. I think it's a good deal. 258 quid a month for a Golf, you know, brand new R line 1.5 TSI Golf. That's a cracking deal. Brilliant family car. Okay, so the crossover SUV. We have seen one of these before, but it's still a great deal. So Land Rover Discovery Sport. This one's the 2 litre diesel, 375 quid a month with 11, add the fee, 360 quid, £1,400 down, and then 375 quid a month on a £34,000 car. I mean, that's great, isn't it? What a great deal. And you can see on Cars to Buy now, they list all the deals with other people. So you can see there are plenty on offer around that. And you can quickly look at fees and stuff and work out if something works out a bit cheaper for you. Total lease cost there. It's all quite nicely laid out now on Cars to Buy. Again, look at a second-hand Discovery Sport on an HP or a PCP deal and look at what you're getting for 375 quid a month. I guarantee you it's going to have miles on it. Okay, onto the big exec. I know I'm going to get blasted for this because it's been on too many times, but it's the Audi A6 again. The other big exec cars in its class or even the class above, there just aren't the deals at the moment. And there have been some deals floating around on 5 Series recently, but they seem to have gone away, certainly to this level. I mean, this, and I've looked at like the E-Class and a few other sort of slightly left of field rivals maybe. But 350 quid a month for a brand new A6. I know I love the A6. I know I've told you about that before. But can you argue that that's a bad deal? It's a phenomenal car and an amazing price. It's a £38,500 car, so you're going to get about 40 to the gallon out of it, 0 to 60 in 7.3 seconds, and I mean you're just driving along in silence in this thing. I mean, that's just a fantastic car. This is obviously the petrol sport trim. And it's got the S-tronic gearbox. I mean, you wouldn't expect a manual in this kind of car, to be fair, would you? But so you're looking at about £1,500 down, and then £351 a month. Absolutely brilliant car. I've probably said it all before in my previous videos, but of all the cars I've driven, this is one of my favourites. And some people might think it's boring or whatever, it probably is, but you know, I'm an old fat bloke who likes a big, comfortable, quiet car that will get down the road, you know, an absolute rate of knots very, very easily. Just the comfort you get from one of these things is phenomenal. So yeah, great car. 351 quid a month. That is mental, isn't it? It really is. Okay, So onto the midlife crisis car, and I'm very, very excited about this. Okay, here we go. I hired a Mustang once in Miami, and much as I tried to donut it, I failed, and I found out that the lease company had disabled the ability to completely turn off traction control. So it would kind of half turn it off, but it would kick back in as soon as it needed to. You felt like you turned it off, but you couldn't. I even went onto like a forum to see if there was a way to disable it properly, because it was my life's goal to donut a Mustang in a car park in Miami, but yeah, I didn't achieve it. I also tried to do a burnout with it and did a number 11 about that long, because again traction control stopped. But anyway, I love Mustangs. I loved having that Mustang. I loved to look at it. I loved to sit in it. I loved everything about it. Even the poor visibility I loved for some reason. Honestly, you drive in the old Mustang and the windscreen's kind of like this because it's sloped back so much. But I just loved it. I just think they're so cool. Love them. Now, on this one, this is not the cheapest price I can find, but there's a picture of one here, so you get the idea, okay? So this is the standard range all-electric Ford Mustang Mach E, okay? So this is Ford's answer to like the Tesla, etc. And I don't know, I think that's a very cool looking car. Obviously the previous Mustangs have been that kind of sporty coupe kind of car, and this they've jacked it up a bit, so it's got a bit more of a feel of a crossover about it. I think it's quite interesting at the moment. There seems to be a few car makers now that are not going full crossover, but going somewhere in between the two. So I think people like that higher riding position. But yeah, I mean, I just love the look of this thing. 0 to 62 in 6.3 seconds, which is, lightning fast. But by electric standards, it's by no means the quickest out there. I mean, pretty much every Tesla will see that off, but trust me, 6.3 seconds to 60 is quick enough. So that's £46,500 to buy. Comes with privacy glass, heated seats, leather, parking sensors, all that kind of good stuff. But for the price, we're going to go to leasing.com. So there's a deal on here for £1,765 down, no fees, and $588 a month, which makes a bit more sense than 2,300 down and 663 a month. So yeah, £1,765 down and £588 a month, and this is one of those really massively highly anticipated vehicles that a lot of people have been waiting to come out. So yeah, it's an exciting one, I think. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, it's a lot of money every month, but for company car drivers, it's going to make a lot of sense. You're not going to have any sort of P11D to worry about on this, or very little. And if you've got your own company, you've got your limited company or whatever, again, it's something else to think about now that you wouldn't have had in the future because it didn't make sense tax-wise, where now it probably makes a great deal of sense. So yeah, a little alternative to the Tesla, which everyone seems to be going for at the moment. And obviously, this is probably a closer rival to the Audi, like the e-tron, or maybe the Jaguar I-Pace. It's probably a fairer comparison than like the Tesla 3, just simply because of the size and style of the vehicle. But very, very nice car. Very nice car. I want one. Please buy me one. Watch my videos and then maybe I could get one. Okay, so the wild card. Not so wild again, but I didn't have anywhere else for this to fit, basically, and it's a great deal. Just so you know, I'm not like a fanboy of any particular brand. I've had a lot of Audis on here, and I've owned quite a few Audis, but I just like great cars and also great deals, and I think this one is both. So the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe I think this gets overlooked by a lot of people. They still think of BMW as being like the 1 Series, 3 Series, 5 Series, and then like the X range. A 2 Series is a great little car. Think of like the A3 saloon, and Mercedes do an A-Class saloon, don't they? So it's almost like a saloon version or coupe version, or Grand Coupe in this instance, version of the 1 Series. But the styling's come on a lot on these things. I think it looks great. This is the M Sport variant. So you've got the extra little bits of sporty trim that make a massive amount of difference. So if you go like non-M Sport, you know, you might be seeing quite a lot of chrome and a little bit of where the M Sport trim does make a lot of difference. You know, it does kind of sharpen things up and make it look a bit more aggressive, probably is a fair term to use. But yeah, brilliant little car. You're looking at just under 1,200 quid down, and then £324 a month for a brand new M Sport Beamer. You know, I think that looks great. What do you think? Let me know. I think it's a great car, brilliant car. What have we got spec wise on this? Right, cars to buy. Your website doesn't work. Here we go. 0 to 60 9.1 seconds. Again, that's more than quick enough. CO2 emissions are pretty good as well, 114. So you could consider this as a company car. It's not going to, you know, hurt you particularly badly, although the taxman does like to beat anyone with a company car with a stick, I'm afraid. But yeah, great car, decent spec, 1,200 quid down, £324 a month. Done. That's it for this month, guys. Hope you liked the video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And also in the comments below, let me know what you think. You know, do you agree or disagree with any of those options? Tell me about other videos you'd like to see. As I said before, the car content seems to be the most popular stuff that I'm putting out. So I'm keen to do more of it, 'cause, you know, I love cars. So would you like to see things on used cars, like great used deals out there? Would you like to see commercial vehicle stuff? Tell me, is there something else I'm missing? Maybe car reviews or something? Tell me more about what you'd like to see, and I'll do my best to deliver on that for you. Okay? Thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. We've got to 130 something subscribers at the time of recording this, and thanks to every one of you, because it takes quite a lot to put these videos together, although they look shocking half the time, I'm sure. So I really appreciate it when people take the time to like and subscribe, and hopefully it means I'll be able to do more for you in future and get some better stuff in the future as well. So thanks again. Cheers.